Honey, I miss you. Honey, I miss you. Honey, I miss you so much. Baby, I miss you.
It's cold, cold. But this is what I wanted to stop and show you guys. World's largest teepee. It's now basically, it was a teepee village, and you could actually come and spend the night here. I think they had like 14 cabins, and it was like a little roadside park, had a camper set up here, all kind of fun stuff like that. But now this is kind of all that's left to it. Sad to see that. And of course, the big one over here is now you can rent it out. They've got a sign here that allows you to rent it out, but basically it's 50 foot tall, 33 foot in diameter, and was one of the US roadside 40s. One of the biggest complexes. If you can look and see, I'm not sure if it's currently rented out or not. There's flood marks on it from 1951 and 1935. And you can see on the edges how far the flood came up. Now that's pretty far. Looks like it's probably being rented out right now though, because there's a vehicle there. I wanted to fly my drone around it, but it's just way too windy. There's just no way I'll be able to pilot a drone. As you can see, looks like it has an upstairs to it. It's got a little entryway. Says welcome. It's really cute. So that was one of the things I wanted to stop and show you guys on my way through. You can see like the wind that's blowing. It's so powerful. It's just flat plain out here, so I guess I should expect that. But you can see the snow that accumulated, the ice on this side of the teepees on these structures. I'm looking to see if it's evident where the flooding was here, but I just don't see it. So this might have been an after fact. I'm just not sure about the whole history. I just thought it was a cool little attraction to stop and see on the way through. It's nice to break up. It's called the Tepee. It's available for rental. Nightly rates for late night evening parties, hourly rates for parties. Just cool. This is what I like to do. I like to stop at little unusual things on my way through. Still trying to figure out exactly what this channel is going to be about, honestly. Like, I know the goal behind it, what I want it to represent, and what I want it to be used for. I'm just not sure of the style, and I'm sure it'll evolve over time. So, but I'll tell you this, traveling on the road and blogging, my hat goes off to those YouTubers that have done this full time. So last night I decided to stay outside of Kansas because I wanted to be able to get up this morning and go to Planet Fitness and take a shower. Now, I did not want to get a Planet Fitness membership because I knew I wouldn't use it because I just wasn't ready for it. However, I'm thankful that my wife told me to get one because it will prove to be invaluable for this trip. You can go in, work out if you want to, you feel like it. If not, you can at least go and shower. That's the key. Anyway, I decided to stay last night outside. Actually parked outside Planet Fitness back in the far parking lot to wait for them to open because they were not open 24 hours like ours is. So I pulled in there and I was hesitant. I thought I think maybe I'll just drive on and find one this morning closer to my next destination. But something told me just to stop there. So I stopped there, got the Tesla converted over so I could sleep, and a winter advisory had come in. And the wind was blowing so hard last night, I could feel the car shaking back and forth, left and right. Wind was howling. It was snowing like crazy. I have never felt winds that strong. Of course, I'm in Kansas, so I guess that's just something that comes with the territory in Kansas. But the temperature went from like 65 yesterday. I was driving in down to 20 degrees last night. It was a very frigid night. Of course, it didn't affect me because I have, I can leave the car on. It's electric, so there's no fumes, so I don't have to worry about dying of carbon monoxide poisoning. But I hunkered down there for the night. It was so cold out. I could just see the windows froze over. I mean, it was a very, very cold night. So I stayed there, and then as I was driving, coming to my next stop, coming through Kansas, headed out west, there was probably no less than 25 cars that were wrecked on the side of the road. They had spun out, went into ditches, and the state looks like they just basically would drive by and put caution tape on them and keep on moving. So I'm thankful last night that I chose not to drive on because allegedly the roads were bad because everybody was pulled off and broke down. And I even saw some guys that were still sitting in their vehicles running at 10:30 this morning. So, and they had been there for a while, you could tell. Stayed last night, moving on, and now the temperature's back up to 35. The sun's out. It's pretty again. Going to the next destination. Had some revelation about naming this channel. I had a specific idea on what I wanted to name it, but as I was driving, I started thinking about what this channel truly is going to be for. So I wanted to name it appropriately for that. So there'll be more to come on that. But yeah, so I just wanted to drop that real quick. I am on to my next destination here, so. So this is the Jackery. It is basically a big battery bank. It has 3 outlets on it there, and then it's got the old USB-A and then the new USB-C. It's also got a light, and then it has an outlet for anything that would use a cigarette lighter. And then on the back of this, we plug in this thing here, and this goes into my cigarette lighter into the Tesla so that I can keep this machine powered at all times. That allows me to keep things powered so that I can, if I have to heat water at night, I use a CPAP machine. So that keeps my CPAP machine on all night. My CPAP machine takes about 50%, roughly. It takes about 50% of the battery to keep it charged during the night. So that's not bad, because this is how, there's no other way to do this without having to constantly be getting hotel rooms, or it would just be impossible, really, honestly, without some sort of power. So I thought about using, bringing an electric skillet or electric pans to really use it for that, but I decided against that because it would use too much power. I'd be constantly trying to charge it. Matter of fact, I had this in the back seat under the console here, and I can never get to it to turn it on. And I have an app on my phone that allows me to monitor. Then I can actually control the power coming in, the power going out. I can turn certain things on and off. So this is a powerful app. But that's the battery. But anyway, I know you guys saw this little gadget here. This is actually the 10th Doctor. This was David Tennant from Doctor Who. When I was at the Doctor Who Museum, I picked this up as a novelty. It's something I've always wanted to add to my collection, was an electronic screwdriver. And for those of you who watch Doctor Who, and those of you who haven't, you need to, he uses this quite often. It does all kind of different things. It opens doors, boils water, it makes electricity happen. Just a cool little thing, novelty thing I wanted to pick up. Behind my desk in my office, I have a bunch of different things. Indiana Jones is one of my favorites, but this will go right there with my Indiana Jones collection as well. Splenda. Do you like Splenda? So what I got today was this Caesar salad kit. I'm gonna have some of that, probably a third of it, because that's what a third of it is, but there's a lot. And then I'm gonna put some turkey on it. And I got the low sodium, all natural. So we'll see what that tastes like. All right, so there's my bowl. Yeah, right. Put that salad in there like that. Hey, do you guys remember, and those of you who are watching this in the future, when I was a little kid, we couldn't wait to open our cereal box because there was always a prize in it. And that's what reminded me of this. When I opened this, It reminded me of those cereal boxes when I was a kid. Put my lid on my coffee so it stays hot. I'm not eating the stuff that's in here. I'm just going to eat the dressing. My turkey. I'm just going to eat this dressing one time because I got Italian dressing that I really need to start eating, and not this fat, this crazy stuff that's preserved. All the stuff that's bad for you. All right, take a look at this turkey. This reminds me of when Christy and I would do Christian music festivals. She would sell glow-in-the-dark stuff, and we would go around to these Christian music festivals. I gotta see what the serving size is on this. That much. That smell reminds me of those festivals we would do because we would travel around and we ate lunch meat because we were poor. We didn't have money, but we would travel around to Christian music festivals and eat lunch meat on bread. Probably why I got all the health problems I have today, because I ate well my whole life and didn't take care of myself. It's pretty good. It's kind of flavorless a little bit, but hey, listen, when you're on the road and you just need food, and you really need a lot of fibrous food, drinks a lot of water, because you sort of don't want constipation issues. Anyway, I do this thing. I have this MyFitnessPal app, and it keeps track of the foods that I eat. I just tell it what I'm doing now. On this one, I'm just going to create this as a half serving because I am not going to eat any more of that stuff. Okay, log that. Got that there. Made that. So now what I'm going to do, got me a yogurt too. Lemon tart. It's actually my favorite. So I'm going to put this in here. Got that in. Did buy a Diet Dr. Pepper. Fortunately, that's got sodium in, not much though. And then with my yogurt, I'm going to put some sunflower butter in it. I'm going to eat the salad first. I think a lot of people really take, watching these content creators, I think they take it for granted. Because I don't think people truly appreciate, understand, or realize how much work goes into this. So for a YouTube vlogger to go on the road, like, I'll give you some examples. Adam the Woo, carpetbagger. Adam the Woo, not so much anymore, but the carpetbagger, yes. He is across the US all the time. And to live out of your car, stay at hotels, eat out of your car, try to predict the weather, try to figure out what content is going to be creative. And I think that's what, the carpetbagger, Jacob, said something on several of his podcasts, or several of his YouTube videos years ago. And what he said was, I started doing this for fun, and he loved it. And he's like, boy, it'd be nice to do this full time for a living. And I'm paraphrasing. But basically, he said that once you quit your job and start doing this full time and it becomes a job, your attitude towards it changes quite a bit. So that's why I decided that this was going to be for my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, and kind of be just a legacy or a marker in time of what our life was like, what my life was like, what my wife's life was like, what we did during that lifetime. So I want to document as much as possible. So I'm not out to really appease an audience, if you will. I want this to be interesting. I'm still trying to figure it out. This is like, we did some vlogs in the past, and I'm going to, every once in a while, we'll do some rewinds and flashbacks, and I'll show you some of those. But for the most part, this is kind of new territory. And I was thinking today, last night actually driving, I don't want anybody to have any expectations. I don't know where this channel is going to go. I just know right now it's fun. I'm going to continue to Dear Diary my life and the things that I do and the adventures we go on and some of the stuff, and there'll be kind of a mix of stuff. It's going to be adventures, it's going to be personal stuff, it's going to be how we do business potentially. It's just the chronicles of my life, because I'm doing this for my future generation and not to necessarily do something for a big following. I guess that's not my goal. I hope it grows and people can become more aware that you can do things that's outside the normal, but I don't want to necessarily cater to what the people want all the time. If you have suggestions, I always take suggestions, especially when we start traveling in the RV. When we do that stuff, I want all the suggestions you can give, comments, how can we do things better? Is there tips and tricks that we're missing? These are all things I want to share with you because I want it to be educational, value, purpose driven, but I also want to make sure that I don't lose the mission, and the mission is to chronicle lies in order from now till, as long as God allows us to get up, breathe, and move every day. I'd like to start continually recording what's going on. So I appreciate you guys as I go through this transformation process. There's some exciting things ahead.
Honey, I miss you. Honey, I miss you. Honey, I miss you so much. Baby, I miss you.
I think you need to go to bed.
I'm crying.
Are you sure there's not a gas leak in the house?
I've never seen myself from this angle. Good for you. It's so great. Good for you for living. You're like seriously living your best life.
I got my batteries and for my CPAP. I got my food I can cook on a burner.
You got your coffee maker.
That's right.
You cook. You boil it up.
Hey, and then I have to, I gotta chill the eggs in the ice and put them back in the cooler.
Love it, babe. I think it's so funny. This is great. I'm really happy that you get to do this. At least you can say you did it, You've always wanted to do this.
Okay guys, it's been quite a day. So, time to go to bed. Get up tomorrow for a new adventure. Crossing over into the Utah state line here. There's a sign off to the right that says "Welcome to Utah." So lots of stickers on that sign. Look at the mountain range in the background. Just absolutely beautiful. The video does no justice to what it really looks like. Oh, we get to go 80 miles an hour now. Driving towards Cisco. Very rough road, very beautiful terrain. So for today's adventure, we stopped at the Cisco Ghost Town. It's very interesting, very creepy. It looks like there may be a store that's open there to the left, but I'm not 100% sure either. Just a lot of abandoned stuff. There are tracks that go up in there, so... So to give you a little bit of background here, it says that the ghost town of Cisco is one of the most iconic ghost towns in all of America. It's been featured in movies like Thelma and Louise, Vanishing Point, and Don't Come Knocking, as well as the Johnny Cash song, Cisco Clifton's Filling Station.
Cisco Clifton had a filling station about 1.5 miles from town.
It's very, very windy out here today. It's very cold out too. It's 46 degrees here, but it feels colder. It's really sad to see a lot of America falling into this type of, I guess, despair, really. I would venture to say there's people that are living there. I did read some sites that said that they had been out here and they believe that there are people actually living, like, squatting, I guess is the best way of putting it. They're just squatting out here. Hello, Mars. Cadillac upside down. Very interesting. This place is a harvest host. It looks like there's a harvest host. So basically what that means is it's a camp. You belong to this group. You pay so much a year, and they give you locations of where you can go and camp. So this is one of those places that you can do that. I would say It's probably not actually a fully ghost town. I think it's just more of an abandoned area. Probably fell victim to poverty or some of the other things that's happened that we see happening throughout the U.S. So, cool. It's cool. Nevertheless, it was really cool to see. Glad I stopped here.